Hi, I thought it'd be interesting to do a little comparison of the two TCRs. Just yesterday picked up brand new 2021 TCR Advanced Pro Zero disc and replacing my current TCR, which is actually a 2016 frame, but has all the same running gear as the new bike. Shimano R8000 Di2, but with rim brakes. That's the only actual difference between the TCR I've been riding for the past couple of years and the new version, disc brakes and the new frame. So I thought it would show you some of the subtle differences in the new design frame and hopefully do a bit of a ride report once it's completely set up and I've managed a few more rides on it. So let's have a closer look at some of the details of the two frames. As you can see on my old TCR, my current TCR, very nice bike. I loved this bike over 2.5 years, I think 2 years. Done about 30,000 Ks on this bike. It still rides beautifully. But there are some subtle differences. I'll show you. This bike is spec'd with the Contact SLR stem and handlebars. You'll see that the handlebars have been updated in 2021. These are with the aero top of the bars. Other things you'll notice, there are significant changes this year on the fork design and the down tube, among other areas. I think even the chain stays are quite different, so having a little look at that. This bike's running the SLR 1s old style versus what you'll see on the 2021. Cabling is a little different as well. You'll see the Di2 cables come in underneath the top tube there. So let's have a look at some features of the new bike. The brand new saddle from Giant is a slightly different design, a little bit shortened at the nose, wider. So I've left that on rather than swapping it for my Sella Italia SLR saddle to see how that feels. It's pretty firm, but we'll see how it goes over a few rides. Of course, it goes to disc brakes, which on initial rides has been fantastic, but we'll talk about that in a different video. The SLR1 wheels, very nice 42mm. The new Giant design, which is a hookless rim style, meaning you are limited in the tyres that will fit onto that at the moment to the Giant or Cadex brand. You will notice on the power meter that you can't even see the power meter behind the crank. It used to take up, almost fill out this whole section like a Pioneer version, but now it's tucked in behind here where you can't even see it. You can see the one on the other crank, and there it is beeping away, activated, and so far it seems to operate really nicely. If you don't run Di2, that's the little port where your cables will enter into, but because this is a Di2 version, it's all internal cables. I believe they've changed the design in here, which saves about 100 grams, I think, or 10 grams. 10 grams, saves some small amount, but it is a slightly nicer design, certainly, than the old. Other, obviously, key features that most people would know about is just the diameter of this down tube. Not only that, but the shape of it. The shape of this tube and the shape of the head tube has changed pretty significantly, and some of the Giant videos address that quite nicely. The new Contact SLR bars are actually more rounded, very slightly aeroed, but this part here is really quite narrow and slightly aero shaped. So quite a different feel on the bars here in the sprinting position. And the hydraulic Di2 hoods also feel quite different to my standard Di2 hoods in the same model Ultegra R8000 range. Getting used to sitting over the bike and seeing fairly chunky and a wide gap there in the just here, as you can see, quite a wide gap. These do take up to a 32mm tyre and supposedly very much more aerodynamic. It's very rounded at the front, but at the back you'll notice is pretty much flat and straight. They're probably the main features I wanted to point out. Pretty interesting that the levers for the axles actually pull out, so you don't have those in while you're riding. Probably have to carry it in your little spares bag in case you do puncture and need to take the wheel off. I might just see if we can see the power meter underneath there. There it is there, tucked away inside there. Just a little thing clips onto that to charge it. Very tidy compared to other power meters. There are no stick-on sensors onto the frame, which is a big improvement over some others, some other brands. So I like that a lot. Also like the steerer tube spaces here are slightly aeroed to match in with this. At the moment I haven't chopped this off. I'm still just getting the feel quite right, and we'll work out where the height is for me at the moment. Then we'll cut the steerer tube off, take these out. Won't quite be a slam stem for me, unfortunately. There are very slight differences in the frame geometry and the lengths and the heights of the head tube here for the same size. These are both mediums. It's a medium size in the new 2021, but does just, I think it's about 5mm shorter, so almost in between stem lengths, and there might be a little bit of fiddling around with that to ride the same size if you're already on a TCR. My contact SLR stem on the current bike is a 120. Same here, but it's about 5mm shorter in the overall length from the seat. So there's some main features and differences between the current TCR and the brand new one. Lots of positive comments about this bike's improvements in the frame. Huge difference reported by people who can really feel those sorts of changes from geometry and from the stiffness through the bottom bracket area and the down tube there. Slight amendments they've made in the shapes of the tubing and sticking to the Giant TCR shape here. As you know, most bikes have a drop chainstay which come into the frame about here. TCR still don't do that, but technically if the top tube was straight like most bikes, then you can see that it would come into here. The seat tubes are dropped technically. And the other change is this cutout here that a lot of bikes do. Just allow the wheelbase a little extra room so that you can fit, these are 25mm tyres at the moment, you can fit 32s on these, and that's of interest to me. Where I go for every Christmas has a lot of dirt and gravel roads that I haven't been able to ride on in the past. This year I'm thinking I'll be able to take my 32mm gravel tyres and just put it on this bike and turn it into a nice little gravel / road bike for the couple of weeks that I'm in that area. Okay, so that's a quick look at the difference between current TCR and the brand new 2020 1 TCR.